Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yogi-O. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 350. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. It is a two for Tuesday. I'm in my hotel room in Irving, Texas, getting ready to give you my daily discipline. So it's a work day. It's time for me to get to work. I got my walk in this morning, and it's time to go. So let's do this. First things first, still the realist. I am also, yeah, I'm ripped. A little exercising this morning, feeling good about myself. It's amazing how that works, right? Just a little bit of sweat makes you feel better. So, and my thank yous. I'm thankful that I made it down here yesterday. No issues. Got off to a late start, but I made it. It was all good. Had plenty of time to talk on the phone in the car, as well as to listen to a few things that just really made me think. So, a couple things I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk about the news that, on Monday that or Sunday, I guess it was, that Joe Madden wasn't going to be invited back as the head coach or the manager of the Cubs. Um, doesn't seem like the right thing to do to me. Theo Epstein didn't call me and ask me, but it just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Just like it didn't seem like the right thing to do for the Red Sox to fire their general manager. It's interesting that Theo comes from that organization. That's where he learned how to become an executive. So very cutthroat. So thank you, Joe Madden, for your contributions. Arguably the best manager the Cubs have ever had. Um, and as I was talking to the Slender Man yesterday, as a Cubs fan, thinking about the way we grew up and how bad they were, really since about 2003, we've had it pretty good when Dusty Baker showed up. Had a nice run with Dusty, almost made it to the World Series. Um, and then you had the Bartman issue or episode or whatever the hell you want to call that. And then we had Lou Pinella, and we underachieved under Lou, but we are just always there. And then you had a 4 or 5 year there with the transition to Theo, and then he brought in Joe, and then win a World Series, and every year you're in the playoffs except for the last 2 years, and I don't know, just or the last year. And so, whatever the hell it was, doesn't matter. The point is this: that Joe Madden's not going to be able to work long. The Angels, where he was he spent over 30 years working in that organization. They fired their manager after 1 year just so they go get him, right? So I don't know. As a fan of the organization, I don't like the move, and I feel like we're getting ready to head into one of those things like the University of Tennessee, right? They couldn't wait to get rid of Phil Fulmer, and they haven't been worth a shit since. So um, we'll see. We'll see. The other thing is that on my drive down here, I was listening to a series of podcasts on Donald Sterling, who used to own the Clippers, and that story is unbelievable. He bought the Clippers in San Diego in 1981 for $12.5 million, and then was forced to sell the team, um, a few years ago for $1 billion. So, I mean, it's not like he didn't do well, but to hear the stories of just what an awful person he was and the relationship that he had with his wife, um, where she knew that he had affairs, and a couple of times she had personally sued her husband's mistress to get back property that he bought for them with their money. I'm like, what the hell? So anyway, just messed up. And I think there's a couple things out of there. Number one, Donald Sterling always saw himself as this, upstanding Jewish citizen that was good to his people, blah blah. But he's the only one that saw himself that way. Everybody else saw him as a miserable person and a racist and these things. And then the other thing was just that, he was just so cheap, and so he viewed everybody and everything as a possession, right? He viewed as the athletes, and we're talking in the 2000s. This wasn't like this was like in the 70s or 80s. I mean, this just happened with these recordings and stuff. So it's a crazy story and an example that if money and power are your only guiding objectives, you're going to be a miserable person. And thankfully, the NBA doesn't have to deal with him anymore. All right, I got to go to work. So hands up, peace out. We're better together. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow for a hump day. Can't wait to see you then. Sorry about the wiggling here. You'll be all right. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.